Welcome in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We're getting your starting lineups now. We'll start off with the home team, the West Hancock Titans. Starting, they're getting some spotlights here, courtesy of Mr. Kai Humphreys. And Caden Strens on camera. My name's Luke Little. Starting number 5, Lewis Siegfried, holding it down at the 4 spot. Number 12, the guard, Nolan Hertz. Number 14, Gavin Grothouse, another tall, lengthy guard there for the West Hancock Titans. Number 20, Gage Scott, starting out there, a senior for the West Hancock Titans. And the 5th and final starter for the West Hancock Titans, number 23, Carter Barnes. That's your starting 5 for the West Hancock Titans. For the visiting Monmouth-Roseville Titans, number 3, Jake Steele. Number 4, Darian Smith. Number 5, Ty Corsaro. Number 22, Aiden Almarger. Number 34, Nico Avendano. Those are your starting 5 for either team. Darian Smith going to be tipping off for Monmouth-Roseville. Lewis Siegfried for the West Hancock Titans, and we are underway. Tip 1 by the Titans, and they are going to start with possession. A heartbreaker loss for the JV team. Went to overtime, and then Monmouth-Roseville just dominated. Deep 3 by Gage Scott. Starts it off, knocks it in. LJ Insurance 3 falls right away for the Titans. Gage Scott getting started early here. This is a strong-looking Monmouth-Roseville team so far this year. Could be the toughest matchup the Titans have had. Stolen away, though, by Lewis Siegfried. Ball loose. And they're going to have it. Fast break opportunity. The drive, the layup falls in. Number 22, Aiden Almarger, going to knock it down. He gets 2 points. 3-2 the score here in Hamilton and Warsaw, Illinois. That three-pointer no good by Lewis Siegfried. Saved by Carter Barnes, and Gavin Grothouse grabs it, drives at the lane, layup falls in. Gavin Grothouse gets the lead to 5-2 now for the Titans. Monmouth-Roseville with the ball. They swing it over. This is number 12. That was Tyler Finicum, I do believe. Number 34, Nico Avendano with it. Gives it back over to Finicum. Three-pointer here from Darian Smith. No good. Off the side of the backboard. Skip pass up to Siegfried. He'll take a three-pointer a little long. No good. Darian Smith recovers. Bringing it back up the court. 5-2 the score. They tried to get it down low. Finicum swings it over. Deep three-pointer here from Jake Steele. No good. Rebound, Darian Smith. Tipped away by Lewis Siegfried, And it'll be off of Darian Smith. Titan basketball. 6:24 on the clock here. Gavin Grothouse going to be bringing it up here for the West Hancock Titans. Pass over to Scott. Scott 3 points on the game so far on an LJ Insurance 3. Give it to the corner. Gavin Grothouse working around, drives the kick. Siegfried, he'll try another one. That one falls along last time. This one right on the money. LJ Insurance 3 drops. 8-2 now the score here for the West Hancock Titans. They get it in. This is Nico Avendano. Hands it off to Finicum. Finicum guarded by Siegfried. Gives it over. Now it's Almarger. Nice little bounce pass down to Avendano. He'll take a nice little floater. Bank shot doesn't go in. Darian Smith doesn't get the putback, but he gets his own rebound. Back out to Almarger. Corner 3. Darian Smith falls. He answers a three-pointer with his own. 5-8 now the score. Lewis Siegfried with the ball again. Kicks it out. Carter Barnes doesn't take the three. He'll drive. He'll take a layup. Blocked away. And now on the fast break, number 12, Tyler Finicum. He goes up. Layup. No good. Nolan Hurt almost got the rebound. Came soaring in. Darian Smith. He'll try another one. Top of the key. Knocks it down. He's feeling hot right now. Second three of the game. Second three in a row there for Darian Smith. 8-8 the score here in Warsaw, Illinois. Kickball violation there from Tyler Finicum, Jake Steele. I do apologize earlier. Ty Corsaro not out there on the starting squad. Instead, it's number 12, Tyler Finicum. Gavin Grothouse to drive, and they're going to call a foul on the ground. West Hancock going to retain possession here. 4:51 on the clock here in the first quarter of action. Siegfried passing it in, gives it over to Barnes. Barnes in the corner against Darian Smith. He'll go baseline, spin move, trying to get it out, does to Siegfried. Gives it over to Scott. Scott, he'll drive in, doesn't kick out, now he does. Carter Barnes thought about the three-pointer, doesn't take it. Over to Gavin Grothaus. Gavin Grothaus drives, tough layup, no good, rebounded by Jake Steele. He'll bring it up now, kicks it over to the corner. Three-point shot here, no good. Rebounded by Gage Scott. That was number 22, Aiden Almager. It's stolen away quick by Monmouth-Roseville. Nice pass down low to Darian Smith. That layup no good, but he's heading to the line for two after the foul, which should be on Lewis Siegfried, and it is. That'll be his first of the game, team first as well. Darian Smith heading to the line for two shots, has 6 on the game already. First free throw is good from Darian Smith. Second free throw. Second free throw attempt here is up, and that one bounces off the rim and falls. He has himself 8 on the game now after that. They take the lead 10-8 against West Hancock. West Hancock with the ball now, swinging it around. Carter Burns, he'll take a deep three. No good, rebounded by Lewis Siegfried. They keep possession. The drive, swing pass over to Hurt. Hurt doesn't like it. He'll drive, pulls it back out, gives it over to Scott. Scott with possession, hands it off to Gavin Grothaus. He'll take a deep three-pointer. That one falls. Gavin Grothaus answers back and takes the lead. 3 shots here for the Titans from three-point land. That pass right under the legs, turned it over quick. West Hancock Titan basketball. Lewis Siegfried going to be inbounding here for the Titans. 11-10 the score, excuse me. 3-point shot here from Grothaus. That one falls in as well. Another three-pointer falls for the Titans. And this was what Coach Jeff Dahl wanted 2 games ago against Abington Avon. Couldn't get anything to fall in the first half. And right now they got 4 three-pointers to fall in this game. Swing pass over to Almager. They'll give it over to Darian Smith. Nice little back cut here from Steele. That layup drops in. Jake Steele, his first points of the game, come on a nice layup. Lewis Siegfried with the ball, loses control, out of bounds. Turnover on West Hancock. Cooper Knowles comes into the game here for Carter Barnes. Quick sub in for the Titans. Jake Steele inbounds the ball. He'll bring it up the court. 14-12 the score. Monmouth United with it. They give it over. Top of the key, almost tipped away. Jake Steele with it, gives it to Darian Smith. He knocks in another three-pointer. His third of the game falls. Now Gage Scott working in the corner. Tight matchup so far, 15-14 the score. Scott, he'll go baseline. Skip pass over to Hurt, knocked out of bounds. Good tip by Darian Smith and good defense by Aiden Almager. Mason Stevenson checks into the game here for West Hancock. Lewis Siegfried heads to the bench. Stevenson will inbound. He gives it in to Gavin Grothaus. 2:20 on the clock here in the first quarter. Give it out to Scott, over to the corner. Now Hurt with it. He'll drive, nice little 5-footer, too hard. Tipped around, Jake Steele recovers. 2:08 on the clock. Darian Smith going to be bringing it up here for Monmouth-Roseville. Gives it over now to Steele. Steele up to Almager. Now over to Finicum. Gives it up top. Down low, nice little pass out to Finicum. He'll drive, kicks it out. Darian Smith, he'll try another one. That one no good. Ball tipped, foul on number 34, Nico Avendano. Gavin Grothaus gets the foul called for him, I should say. Foul was against Avendano. There for Monmouth-Roseville, first of the game. some subs check into the game here for Monmouth-Roseville. Number 13, Ethan Clark, checks into the game, along with number 11, Peyton Thompson. Hurt with the ball now. Gives it over to Grotehouse. He'll take a three-point look. No good. Rebounded by Finicum. Ball goes out of bounds. They'll say it was off of Stevenson. 1:31 on the clock here in the first quarter. 15-14 the score. Not quite sure how the scoreboard got messed up. 15-14 the score here. Darian Smith with it. Gives it over now. Jake Steele gives it up to Finicum. Finicum drives to kick over to the corner. Almost went out of bounds. Up at top of the key is Thompson. Thompson gives it back over. 1:11 on the clock. Swings it around, gives it over to Darian Smith. Doesn't take the shot. Just moving the ball around at the top of the key. Can't get anything down low just yet. Finicum, he'll take a three-pointer. Bounces around the rim. No good. Rebounded by Mason Stevenson. He'll bring it up to court now. Slows it down. Hands it over to Gavin Grotehouse. Up to Hurt. Hurt guarded by Smith. Gives it over to Grotehouse. He'll drive. Loses control, but fouled on the way in. That'll be the third team foul against Monmouth-Roseville. West Hancock will have the inbound. Mason Stevenson on it. Got two subs into the game. Lewis Siegfried checks in for Mason Stevenson. Darian Smith checks out of the game as number 10, Andy Myers, comes in. Lewis Siegfried gets it in. Gavin Grotehouse, he'll take a three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Cooper Knowles. He'll put it right back up, and they get the lead, 16-15 now. After the layup by Cooper Knowles, gets his length working here in Warsaw, Illinois. Finicum with the ball, working against Scott. Gives it over to Thompson. Thompson didn't like what he saw. He'll pull it back out. Hands it off to number 10, Andy Myers. A deep bench here for Monmouth United. That pass tipped over and back against Andy Myers. Turnover, Titan basketball. The coach is pleading for them to overturn it, but the ball was tipped, and then they touched it right before they went over and back. It's a tough call to make, but I do believe it was the right one. 16-15 the score, 17.6 seconds on the clock. West Hancock with the lead here. Siegfried going to give it in to Gavin Grotehouse. Most likely going to see the last shot of this quarter here. They hand it over to Siegfried. Siegfried over to Scott, top of the key. Swinging the ball around. Siegfried almost loses it. Gives it to Grotehouse. He'll take a three-pointer. Knocks it down. 2 seconds on the clock, and that'll be it. Minus maybe a full-court shot. Doesn't get it. Gavin Grotehouse knocks one down. He has himself 9 points on the game, all coming from three-point land. Good-looking shots there from Gavin Grotehouse and the Titans. 19-15 the score. West Hancock with the lead. We'll head to a quick break here. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be right back.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. Monmouth-Roseville versus the West Hancock Titans. Monmouth-Roseville going to start off with the ball. This is number 10, Andy Myers, now with it. Gives it over to Thompson, working at the top of the key. Titans playing a bit of a zone defense here. Gives it over to Darian Smith. A little bit of a new look for Monmouth United. Over in the corner is Thompson. Thompson up now. Swings it over to Darian Smith. Trying to find somebody open. He finds Myers. He takes the three, no good. Recovered by Siegfried. He'll give it over to Nolan Hurt. Three-point shot from Scott, no good. And this will be a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to the West Hancock Titans. Siegfried on the inbound, 7:20 on the clock here in the second quarter. I'll get that changed right now. Siegfried on the inbound, has to throw it up to Gavin Grothaus. Scott now with it, working against Thompson. He drives, nice pass to Cooper Knowles. That layup falls down. Another layup for Cooper Knowles, and the Titans falls. First points here of the second quarter, 21-15 the score. 7 minutes on the clock. In the corner is number 34, Nico Avendano. He'll give it up to Smith. Smith almost got double teamed, doesn't. Titans swinging it around. Gives it top of the key. Smith will take a deep three-pointer. They'll say it was fouled on the shot by Nolan Hurt. Hurt disagrees. The ref saw what he saw, and Darian Smith is heading to the line with 3 free throw opportunities. First free throw is up, and that one falls for Darian Smith. Second free throw underway. That one falls as well. 4 for 4 from the line so far is Darian Smith. Trying to go 5 for 5 at the line after this one. Nolan Hurt checks out of the game. Carter Barnes checks back in. Third free throw, I should say, is up and good. 18-21 the score. Siegfried with the ball. 6:37 on the clock here in the second quarter. First half moving quick in Warsaw, Illinois. Siegfried will drive, kicks it out to Scott. Doesn't take the three. He'll drive instead. Kicks it out, stolen away by Darian Smith. Intercepted the pass, read it. Good defense there from Smith. Thompson with it, tipped away. Myers recovers. Working at the red line now. He'll drive, hand it off to Avendano. Nice little find down to Darian Smith. Missed the layup though. Great find from Avendano to Darian Smith, but he misses the layup. And game remains 21-18. Pass from Siegfried, tip, but he recovers. Scott Gage, Gavin Grothaus, another three-pointer. LJ Insurance 3 falls for Gavin Grothaus. Thought it was Gage Scott, but no, Gavin Grothaus, his name has been called a lot, and he has answered 4 three-pointers in this game. Darian Smith with it. He has 3 three-pointers so far. Now Thompson. Thompson gives it to the corner. Myers, he'll drive. Nice little shot over the extended arm of Cooper Knowles. Myers gets his first points of the game on the nice little floater. 24-20 now the score. Carter Barnes drives, gives it out to Grothaus. He'll drive, kick it out to Scott. No three-point attempt. Swing pass over to Siegfried. He'll take another three-pointer. This one's long, and this will be a foul against Cooper Knowles over and back. Good box out there from Monmouth-Roseville. 5:11 on the clock. Some subs check into the game. Avendano with a nice box out there. Number 5, Ty Corsaro checks into the game, along with number 22, Aiden Allmacher, comes back in as well. Titans playing another zone here. Gives it over. This is Jake Elliott. Guarded by Grothaus. Gives it up. Ball's loose. Out of bounds off Monmouth-Roseville. It'll be West Hancock Titans ball. 4:52 on the clock here in the first quarter. Gavin Grothaus going to be bringing it up. Hands it off to Barnes. Barnes gets a screen by Knowles. Couldn't find him rolling. Instead, he'll hand it out. Nolan Hurt drive, elbow jumper, falls in. Nice looking, pretty looking shot, I should say, from Nolan Hurt. He extends the lead to 6 now after that shot, 26-20. Over in the corner, now's Allmacher. He'll give it up to Jake Steele. Up to Smith, back to Steele. Swinging it around now. Smith, they're going to call a travel against Darian Smith. A turnover on Monmouth-Roseville. Titans get possession. Gage Scott heads to the bench, and we get to see the freshman Hunter Froman into the game for the first time today. Gavin Grotehouse bringing it up. Halfway through the second quarter of action here at Warsaw High School. Nolan Hurt with it. Could have had a three-pointer, doesn't take it. Instead, gives it over. Loses control of the ball, out of bounds. It's going to stay with West Hancock. 3:59 on the clock now. It's a very tight matchup so far here. For both teams playing very, very good defense. Except for, I should say, the three-point land. And that's going to be a blocking foul against Jake Steele. I feel like that could have gone either way. And Gavin Grotehouse, during the dead ball situation, knocks down another three-pointer. Does not count. I feel like that foul could have been against either Nolan Hurt or Jake Steele, but they're going to call it against Steele and the defense. That'll be their first of the quarter and Steele's first of the game. Two team fouls against the Titans of West Hancock. Hurt drives, gives it over to Gavin Grotehouse. He'll take another three-pointer. That one's off. Rebounded by number 5, Ty Crisaro. He'll bring it up. Gives it over. Now Darian Smith with it. To the corner. Avendano with it. He'll take a three-point look. Nice looking shot. Doesn't fall. Nolan Hurt comes down with it. Triple teamed. Avendano picks it away. Goes up. Blocked from behind, but fouled. He'll head to the line for 2 shots after the foul on Gavin Grotehouse. That'll be the Titans' third of the quarter. And Grotehouse will find his first of the game. Avendano at the line. 3:23 on the clock. That shot is no good by Avendano. They were perfect up to the line until that opportunity. Second free throw up, and that one bounces off the back of the rim and drops in. 26-21 the score now. Nolan Hurt with the ball, guarded by Finicum. Hands it over to Froman. They're going to call a travel against Froman. Picked up his dribble, power jumped, or hop stepped, I should say. Power dribble, hop stepped. Came back on the ground before he could get rid of it. That's a travel. Turnover on West Hancock. Darian Smith now with it. Swing pass over to Finicum. Staying out of the three-point line, the drive and kick out. Step back three-pointer here from Myers, no good. Rebounded Finicum. Monmouth retains. Monmouth-Roseville with it now. Avendano gives it out to the corner now. Allmager, he'll drive. Hand it over. The ball's on the ground. Hunter Froman comes up with it, throws it. Avendano recovers. That layup no good. Cooper Knowles almost comes down with it. Now Myers blocked, but they're going to call a foul. The West Hancock Titans student section thought it was all ball, but in that situation, it's such an aggressive come down with it. Just came down swatting. It's an easy look. And a foul for the officials to make with the foul against Cooper Knowles, his second of the game. First free throw by Myers is up and good. 3 points on the game for him. Gage Scott, Lewis Siegfried, Mason Stevenson check in for Cooper Knowles, Carter Barnes, and Hunter Froman. Avendano heads to the bench as number 13, Ethan Clark, checks in. Free throw attempt here from Andy Myers is up. And this one bounces off the rim and doesn't fall. 22-26 the score. 4-point game, 2:30 on the clock. That one falls between the 5-hole of Gavin Grotehouse, but he recovers. He'll drive, tried to kick it to the corner. Wanted the foul call, but doesn't get it. Instead, they're just going to call it out on Monmouth-Roseville. Titans inbounding. West Hancock, I should say. Lewis Siegfried with the ball. Gives it over to Scott. Scott drives, doesn't kick. Can't find anybody. Now gives it up to Hurt. Hurt guarded by Finicum. They swing it over. Siegfried guarded by Allmager. He'll hand it to Scott. Nothing going here. Good defense so far. Good switching defense from Monmouth-Roseville so far. That shot falls in for Lewis Siegfried. And the Titans tack on 2 more. Monmouth with the ball now. Monmouth-Roseville gives it down low. Allmager, he'll give it up top. Swinging it around to the corner. 3-point attempt here from Ethan Clark. Pretty looking shot there, drops. His first points of the game come from three-point land. Titans now with it. 1:32 on the clock. 28-25 the score. Seekford will take a three. That one drops right in. Answers a three-pointer with the LJ Insurance three of his own. 31-25 the score here at West Hancock. Monmouth-Roseville with it. Up top is Myers. Myers gives it off to Darian Smith. Has 3 points here in this quarter, but he had himself 11 in the first quarter. Nice little bounce pass. That's an offensive foul all day long on Myers. Turnover on Monmouth-Roseville. 1 minute and 1 second on the clock for West Hancock Titans. 31-25 the score. The West Hancock Titans with the lead. Knew this was going to be a tough matchup coming into it, and it has proven as such. 31-25. Seekford now with it. Titans have been hitting from the three-point arc quite often so far today. Stevenson with the ball. Hands it off now. Gavin Grothaus. Over to Seekford. 42 seconds now on the clock. Drive the kick corner. Gage Scott doesn't take it. Titans slow it back down. 32 seconds on the clock. No shot clock to worry about for the West Hancock Titans. Seekford kicks it out. 25 seconds. Looks like the Titans, West Hancock will be trying to hold on to it here the whole entire quarter, for the rest, I should say. Gavin Grothaus calls for a screen, gets it right side. Pick and roll, not there. Seekford will take a three-pointer, bounces off the rim. Scott comes down with the rebound, foul. We'll see if they call a jump ball, and they do. Possession arrow to Monmouth-Roseville. I like the call of the jump ball. Both players had their hands on it. 31-25 the score. 6.2 seconds on the clock. Can get up a nice looking shot here if you're Monmouth-Roseville. This is Thompson with it. 3-point line, 2 seconds on the clock. Little floater, bounces out the back of rim, no good. Stevenson with the rebound. And that's how the first quarter of action ends. West Hancock Titans with the lead by 6 against Monmouth-Roseville. We'll head to a quick break here, get some halftime stats coming your way. My name's Luke Little. Caden Schrin's on the camera. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be back with some halftime stats.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
You will get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We're at halftime as of right now. 31-25 the score. Some stats so far from halftime, starting off with the visiting Monmouth-Roseville Titans. Nico Avendano knocked down one free throw, one on the game. Aiden Allmager has himself 2, came from the first. Ethan Clark knocked down a big 3 there at the end of the second quarter. He has 3 on the game. Andy Myers has 3 coming from a free throw and a layup. 2 points, Jake Steele, and the leading scorer of the game so far. And for the Monmouth-Roseville Titans, Darian Smith has himself 14, 11 of them coming from the first quarter. For the West Hancock Titans, 31 points total, 2 from Nolan Hurt, 2 from Cooper Knowles. Gage Scott knocked down a 3 to start off the game. 8 points for Lewis Seekford, has 2 threes on the game, and Gavin Grothaus has himself 12 points in total, has himself 13 points in total. My bad, had to redo my math there. 13 points in total, has himself 4 3-pointers on the game so far. A great game from him. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be back for the second half of action after this halftime break.
Welcome once again, as we're happy to bring to you another member of the staff at MDH. And today we have Bill Murdoch, the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of MDH. You know, I've talked to some people up the food chain a little bit, but you're getting ways up there for me to be talking to here.
Right.
But you're just another guy.
I am.
And we were joking off camera. We'll get to that a little bit maybe as we go along here. But
Sure.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you married? You have kids?
Yep. Married. My wife's from Macomb. We have 4 children. My wife's a bomber and a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck as well. That's it. I grew up outside of Galesburg on a farm, and we still have a place up there. Go back there every day and enjoy the great outdoors up there. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years now. Enjoy it very much, and really look forward to the challenges that healthcare provides for us.
Now, if I remember reading through your stuff correctly, you're from Oneida, which is up by Galesburg,
Do you
right?
know where that is?
I do. I know where it's part of Rova.
It is.
It's part of. We're sports people here,
Yeah.
Bill. We have to know who
I graduated
Oneida
from
is.
Rova.
Did you? So it was Rova even that far back.
Well,
Not that
there
you're
was-
old.
there
That
was-
isn't what I meant there.
There was
Bill.
one. There was an additional town added after I graduated, but it's always been pronounced as Rova.
So what was the town that was added?
Watauga,
Watauga was
which
added.
is where I live now.
So you live in Watauga.
Right.
You graduated from Rova.
Correct.
But Watauga wasn't part of Rova when you graduated from Rova.
That's right. Because
That's like a twisting, turning road right there.
Oh yeah, it's a complex matter here. But no, after I graduated high school, went to college and all that, and then as I advanced my career, we stayed in the Midwest and finally ended up after we started having kids in the Rova, Oneida area to raise our children, and just stayed there the whole time since then.
How, there's a lot of professions at any hospital that have a lot of very important, and they are the integral workings of the hospital. Everybody thinks physicians, nurses, providers,
Right.
but you have a lot of pressure on you on a daily basis when you're talking about the chief financial officer. So how do you find yourself into that profession? I mean, I think I'd rather be the doctor or the nurse than the chief financial officer.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. When I graduated from Western, I was recruited at that time by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, and we were doing what hospitals have to prepare a Medicare cost report, and I was auditing them. So that's how I got my step into the healthcare career. And then after that, I went to work for a consulting firm that prepared the cost reports for the hospitals and all that. And then after that, I got into the actual inner workings of the hospital, started out as a controller, then worked up to CFOs and larger organizations, and and that's kind of my niche, and that's where I've stayed my whole career.
Now, you mentioned larger organizations. Lindsay Douglas, we talked to her. She's in recruitment for you guys for physicians and providers. And this is not, as far as hospitals go, a larger,
Right.
it's not a huge hospital.
Right.
So what does that do for you on a daily basis as you're trying to balance a budget or make a budget that works or help with the finances of that doesn't have maybe the bottomless pockets that some people think of when you think of a huge hospital or whatever?
Right. Yeah, I think that, you've been in one hospital, They're all different. They all have their sets of challenges and struggles and all that. What is very exciting for me is we're nimble, we can make quick changes, and I feel like I can make that impact in the organization, those quick impacts to get the hospital on the right track and keep it going and be viable.
Yeah, and funding in this day and age is a key in getting payments. But I'm sure you guys still look at trying to get donations and stuff, correct? Is that involved in anything you do, or do you have to consider any of that when you're trying to make your business positions?
It's a small piece of it, a little bit of it. Our biggest challenge is to get reimbursed from the insurance payers, make sure, because there's a lot of noise out there right now where insurance payers are denying everything not everything, but most things that we try to get reimbursed for. And if we don't get what we're entitled to, then then it's a struggle to make payroll. It's
Right.
a struggle to pay our vendors. It's really tough to keep the hospital going, make the capital improvements that we're doing on the campus right now.
And you're doing a bunch of those right now. I mean,
We are.
You guys are improving. It seems like monthly, daily, whatever, you're making improvements here in the last 10 years or so.
There's a lot of exciting things going on here on the campus right now with the retail pharmacy, or community pharmacy is what we're calling it now, because it is the community of McDonough County's pharmacy. And we're trying to prepare this organization for future generations so we can keep this hospital in the community for the people of the community.
Okay, so you work and think numbers all week.
Pretty much.
What do you think on the weekends? Now, I think I read somewhere there's some hunting and fishing involved in what you enjoy doing.
Right, yes. I like I mentioned, I grew up on a farm. We still have a farm. We still live on a farm. So I enjoy just about anything outdoors. That would be fishing, hunting, camping, spending time on the farm, just fixing things or doing whatever. That's how I decompress and recharge to do the job that I do today.
Okay, now I said I only had 2 questions. I got one more. We're about at time, but now you're a hunter.
Yes.
And you're older like me. Okay. So I remember when I was a kid and everybody was deer hunting, if you got a deer, you were lucky.
Right. Right.
Do you deer hunt?
I do.
And how much easier is it on your farm to get a deer now than it was when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'm really blessed because there are a lot more deer today than there was years ago when I started hunting. I do, but I enjoy deer hunting. But I also, every deer I've gotten the last 2 years, I've donated to the food pantry and let them repurpose that. Our sons also hunt with me as well. You eat a lot of that deer meat, but anything I get, it goes right to the food pantry, and I donate it back to the community.
Well, it's MDH is all about community. It's been about community, and you even go home and make it about community. So that makes you a good guy, right?
Right. Well, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the comment.
Well, that'll do it for this halftime interview. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with the second half right after this.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit.
Welcome in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. We're getting ready here for the second half of action. West Hancock Titans with the lead, 31-25. They're going to start off with the ball here against Monmouth-Roseville. A strong first half from the Titans from the three-point arc. See if they can keep it going here in the second half. Hurt with the ball, gives it out to Growhouse. Swinging it around, Siegfried. He'll drive. No kick, no charge or body call. Instead, it results in a miss and a rebound by Darian Smith. Smith's pass tipped, but out of bounds off Carter Barnes. Going to stay with Monmouth-Roseville. Finicum inbounds in to Jake Steele, guarded by Barnes. Finicum now with the ball, swinging it around. Just a little bit of not much of a motion offense here from Monmouth-Roseville. Nice backup there by Darian Smith. Going to finish on the layup. Three-point shot here falls for Aiden Allmager. First points of this second half come from the three-point land. Allmager, good shot. They're going to say that was off of Monmouth-Roseville. Siegfried wanted a foul, didn't get it. 31-28 the score. It's going to stay with West Hancock. And they're actually going to have a discussion, overturn it, and is now Monmouth-Roseville basketball. 28-31 here. Jake Steele going to be bringing it up. Gives it over to Finicum. Finicum gets past Grotehouse. Now guarded by Siegfried. Turns around, takes a shot, rolls around the rim, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Gage Scott. Titans now with the ball. Scott with it. Gives it over to Siegfried. Siegfried over to Grotehouse. Just a bit of a motion offense here from the Titans. Little 8-foot mid-range jump shot turnaround falls for Gavin Grotehouse. 2 more points for him, 16 on the day. Monmouth with the basketball, gives it over to the corner. 3-point shot here from Jake Steele, knocks it in. Another 3-pointer for Monmouth-Roseville falls, their second of the half. 33-31 now the score. Here in the third, they're going to call a quick foul against Jake Steele. That'll be his third of the game. Monmouth-Roseville's first of the quarter. Sub into the game here. Jake Steele checks out as number 10, Andy Myers, checks into the game. The inbound in to Gavin Grotehouse. Titans with it. Now Scott. Tried to get the back cut to Carter Barnes. Isn't there. Hands it off to Siegfried instead. He'll run baseline. Little bit of contact. Shot off the back of the backboard. No good. Scott comes away with it. 3-point shot here. Carter Barnes. No good. Ball on the ground. Rebounded by Allmacher. 5:30 on the clock now. Darian Smith bringing it up. Kicks it over to the corner. This is Avendano. He'll charge in. And a body foul against Gage Scott. Blocking, I should say. That'll be the first foul against the Titans here. Cooper Knowles checks in for Lewis Siegfried. Gage Scott will receive his first foul of the game. 33-31 the score. The inbound to the corner. Allmacher turnaround jump shot off the backboard, doesn't fall. Cooper Knowles tips it up to himself, saves it, gives it up to Gage Scott. Fast break, 2-on-2. He's going to slow it down. Wise decision from Gage Scott. The drive by Gavin Grotehouse. Carter Barnes wide open in the corner. That one falls. Can't leave him open. Carter Barnes, first points of the game. 3-point shot. LJ Insurance 3 falls for the Titans. Allmacher gives it up now. 36-31. Finicum swinging it down. Pass down low. Wasn't there. Carter Barnes on the interception. And Gavin Grotehouse now bringing it up. Guarded by Myers. Swings it over to Carter Barnes. Barnes drives on Allmacher. Kicks it out. Nothing there. Scott guarded by Smith. Smith now over to Gavin Grotehouse. His 3-point shot no good. Solid rebound by Darian Smith. Kicks it over to Finicum. He'll take a deep 3-pointer with hand in his face. Rebound by the West Hancock Titans. Nolan Hurt, fast break. Got some players on defense. Tried to go up. Got fouled on the way by Darian Smith. Hurt heading to the line. No points on the game. He'll try to get some here. Second team foul on Monmouth-Roseville. Second foul against Darian Smith. Hurt at the line. 4:20 on the clock. 36-31 the score. First free throw is good for the Titans. Nolan Hurt getting ready for the second. That is up and good as well. 2 for 2 from the line is Braden Hurt. One sub checks into the game for Monmouth-Roseville. That's Peyton Thompson. Finicum heads to the bench. Thompson brings it up, gives it over to Smith. 38-31 the score. Cross-court pass. Gives it over to Myers. Myers nothing down low, so he kicks it back out up top. They give it down to the free throw line. Kicks it out. Open 3-pointer for Myers. No good. Rebounded by Gavin Grotehouse. Fast break. Gives it up to Barnes. Barnes 1-on-1. Left-hand layup falls with the contact. Barnes now 5 points coming here in this quarter alone. Allmacher with it. Gives it up to Darian Smith. He'll take the 3-pointer. And there's no second thought about that one. Darian Smith, 4 3-pointers on the game. That one drops. 34-40. West Hancock with the lead. 3:35 on the clock. Gavin Grotehouse will try to answer back. No good. Cooper Knowles rebound. Post up. Gives it out to Carter Barnes. Now to Hurt. Hurt guarded by Allmacher. Drives. Kicks it out to Barnes. He'll take the 3-point shot. Another one. No good. Rebounded by Avendano. Good job by Cooper Knowles not to get the over and back call. Ball in the corner now. This is Myers, hop step. Nice little wraparound pass to Avendano. He'll go baseline, reverse layup off the backboard is good. Nice little English on that one. Gets it to fall. 2 points for Monmouth-Roseville, 36-40 the score. Scott now with the ball, pump fake, gives it to the corner. This is Hurt. He'll drive baseline. Nothing there, so he brings it back out. Scott, he'll go baseline. Throws it up top, and this is out of bounds off of the Titans. West Hancock. 2:43 on the clock, 40-36 to score. Monmouth-Roseville now with the ball. Give it over to the corner. Avendano with it. Gives it up top. Swinging it around. Gives it over to the corner. Darian Smith now kicks it up top. Open three-pointer. Myers doesn't take it. Instead, kicks it back out. Avendano now with it. Fake the handoff. Heel drive. Kicks it out. Nice ball movement here from Monmouth-Roseville. And the bank shot is always open here on a Tuesday night for number 10, Andy Myers. He gets 2 on the game, his first points, and timeout by the West Hancock Titans. 40-38 the score now. It's not a full timeout, so we'll stick with you here. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports presented by LJ Insurance. They're bringing you all West Hancock Titan Sports along with TNS Farms. 2:16 on the clock here for the matchup between the Titans. The clash of the Titans, you might say. West Hancock versus Monmouth-Roseville. Coming out of the break here. 2:16 left remaining here in the third quarter. Nolan Hurt going to be on the inbound. Only 2 points on the game so far for him. Gavin Grohouse going to receive it. He has 16 so far. 1 shy of the leading scorer for the game. He'll kick it to the corner. Siegfried having himself a quiet day so far. Gavin Grohouse will take a three-pointer. Bounces off the front of the rim. No good. Cooper Knowles comes up strong. Rebound and the foul. Send that man to the line. He's going for the old-fashioned three-point play off the strong putback for Cooper Knowles. 4-6 on the game now after that layup for Cooper Knowles, heading to the line for the and one. Sub checks in, number 22, Aiden Allmager comes in for Darian Smith, who received his third foul after the shot by Cooper Knowles. Knowles at the line. Shot is up and no good. Could have been a foul on the rebound, doesn't get it. Avendano comes down with the missed free throw. A lot of stuff happening right now. Peyton Thompson fell on the floor. He's up and smiling, so we hope he's okay. Titan defender fell on the floor. That was Lewis Siegfried who picked up the foul. His second of the game, team's second. The inbound gives it up to Thompson. He'll take a quick three-pointer off the inbound. No good. Back of the rebound. And they're going to call a travel against Ethan Clark after the contact with what I believe was Gavin Grohouse. 1:47 on the clock here, 42-38. West Hancock still with the lead of 4. Entered this half with the lead of 6. Nolan Hurt. He'll drive, kick it out. Barnes. Drive, no shot, gives it out to Siegfried. He'll take a three-point shot. Bounces off the back of the backboard. Out of bounds. Turnover on the Titans. Well, won't be a turnover, but 1:32 on the clock. Monmouth-Roseville will have possession. A slower affair here in the last 2 minutes or so from both of these teams. Gage Scott going to get ready to check in here for West Hancock. Ethan Clark with it now, guarded by Hurt. Gives it over, baseline here for Allmager. Nice looking scoop and score there from Allmager. It drops. 4 on the game for him. 40-42 the score. Nolan Hurt drives. Wanted to kick it out. Nice pass by Lewis Siegfried. The back door by Lewis Siegfried gets the pass, then feeds it to Cooper Knowles, gets the layup and 2 points. Monmouth-Roseville now with it in the corner. Ethan Clark, he'll take one, knocks it in. Nice looking shot there from Ethan Clark. Another three-pointer for him, falls. 44-43 the score. Lewis Siegfried with the ball at the red line now. 30 seconds on the clock. We'll see if the Titans wait to hold on or if they start charging at about 15 seconds or so. Just dribbling around top of the key. Got to look to Gavin Grotehouse. Had himself a really nice day so far, but Lewis Siegfried loves to create himself his own shots. Going to be surprised if he attacks the rim on this. Gets the screen by Cooper Knowles. Gives it over to Gavin Grotehouse. 7 seconds on the clock. Siegfried, he'll take a deep three-point shot. Backboard, no good. Rebounded by Siegfried. That one goes up as well. Backboard, no good. Myers with it, full court heave. It'll be late. A bit of a laser, had a cannon on him. Shot is missed. 44-43 is how the quarter ends. West Hancock Titans with the lead heading in to the fourth. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titans Sports presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter of action.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH and LJ Insurance, bringing you West Hancock Titans Sports. Darian Smith going to inbound the ball. Monmouth-Roseville going to start with possession, down one here in the last quarter of action. Just as exciting as the JV matchup was that went into overtime. Thompson, he'll take a quick three. That one falls right out of the break. Peyton Thompson, his first points of the game, and they take the lead 46-44. Gavin Grotehouse almost with the travel. Don't know if he got his foot off the ground or not. Hunter Froman with it, gives it out now. Gage Scott, he'll drive. Could have been an offensive foul call there. Doesn't get it. Siegfried now with it. Nice spin move, drive, scoop and score. No, layup is no good. Cooper Knowles puts it back up and in. Great minutes from Cooper Knowles here in this second half. They get it all even, 46-46. Hunter Froman playing some good defense, forces a timeout here from Monmouth-Roseville. They take a timeout. We will too here. 7-11 on the clock here in the fourth quarter of action. We'll be right back.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH with Hancock Titans Sports, presented by LJ Insurance, here for the matchup between the West Hancock Titans and the Monmouth-Roseville Titans. 7-11 on the clock, 46-46 is the score. I'll get that scoreboard corrected for you right now. There we go. Darian Smith going to inbound it to Jake Steele. We are underway after the timeout. That ball tipped around. Siegfried comes away with it, gives it up to Carter Barnes. Slows it down, out to Scott now. The drive, left hand layup, no good, just short. Cooper Knowles, another rebound. His putback is no good. And Monmouth-Roseville comes away with it. Avendano now in the corner. Had a nice three-point looking shot earlier. Didn't fall for him, but not afraid to shoot it. 6:40 on the clock. Now Darian Smith, guarded by Scott. Skip pass over to Almager. He'll drive, kicks it out to Darian Smith. Gives it up to Steele. Steele thought about swinging it over, doesn't. He'll drive instead, gives it to Avendano. The reverse off his leg. It'll be West Hancock ball. Went up with it, lost control on the way up, turned it over. West Hancock Titan basketball. Siegfried bringing it up here for the Titans. Gives it up to Grotehouse. Grotehouse gives it over to Barnes, almost loses control. Scott now with it. Guarded by Thompson. Hands it off to Siegfried. Just a little bit of a motion offense here from the Titans. Not really seeing anything yet. Barnes likes it, but a big block there from Avendano. Sent him to the floor. 46-46, still the score. 5:55 on the clock here at Warsaw High School. Avendano to the corner, kick, three-point shot. Thompson, no good. Offensive putback there from Darian Smith is in. 19 on the game for him. He gets 2 points, 48-46 to score. Pass to the corner, stolen away from Allmager. Now a fast break opportunity. Darian Smith with it. That layup is good again. 4 points, 2 baskets in a row for Darian Smith and Monmouth-Roseville. Trying to pull away with a little bit of a lead of their own here. Gavin Grotehouse shot is no good. 46-50 the score. 5:15 on the clock. Plenty of time. Nolan Hurt getting ready to check into the game. Steele now with it. Looking around. Just passing it back and forth. Two-man game. Decides to give it over to Thompson. Down low to Avendano. Fouled by Lewis Siegfried. That'll be his third of the game. Team's first of the quarter. Monmouth-Roseville will have the inbound. Siegfried checks out. Nolan Hurt checks in. And it will be a timeout called by the West Hancock Titans. We'll stay with you on this break here. Again, just want to thank everybody for joining and watching here. The big reason why we do it is just for your entertainment and enjoyment. Caden Strins running the camera. Can't do it without him here today. My name is Luke Little. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports presented by LJ Insurance. TNS Farms, another supporter of ours. Getting ready for the last 5 minutes of play here at Warsaw High School. Lewis Siegfried picked up his third foul before the timeout. See how much we see him for the rest of the game here today. Inbound up to Thompson. Guarded by Grotehouse. He gives it over. Now in the corner, Steele. He'll give it up to Allmager. Skip pass over to Thompson. Now Steele, 4:45 on the clock. Darian Smith with it. Zone defense here from the Titans. They give it inside. Nice little pass to Steele and a wide open layup for Allmager. Falls. Really good ball movement there. Just picked that Titan zone apart. 2 points for Allmager. 52 to 46 the score, excuse me. Scott with it now. Now Grotehouse. Hands it off to Hurt. He'll drive, slips, and they're going to call a travel on Nolan Hurt. They'll get somebody to come and wipe that up. You can't really blame anybody on that one. Nolan Hurt just happened to slip on the floor. Darian Smith inbounds it. Monmouth-Roseville starting to get a little distance here in this quarter. Up 6, Darian Smith now. Ball in the corner. Now Avendano with it, guarded by Grotehouse. Nice pass down low to Darian Smith, feeds it to Avendano. Good defense from the Titans. Carter Barnes comes away with it, and they're going to call tough foul call there. Could have been a jump ball, but instead they're going to call a foul against Monmouth-Roseville, their first of the quarter. That foul is on number 11, Peyton Thompson. Lewis Siegfried checks in for Carter Barnes. 3:49 on the clock, 6-point game here. West Hancock down by 6. Grotehouse with the ball. Red line. Guarded by Steele. Gets the screen. Takes it the other way. He'll drive in. Tough bank shot. Doesn't go in. Rebound Avendano. They'll kick it over to Steele now. Skip pass over to Thompson. Gives it to the corner. And blocked by Lewis Siegfried in the corner. Big block prevents a three-point shot from Allmager. Still a 6-point game. Stays with Monmouth-Roseville. They inbound it up top to Steele. They give it over Allmager. Allmager down to Avendano. Looking around at the free throw line. Gives it over to Darian Smith. He'll drive. That layup shot could have been a foul call. He gets his own putback and falls. Darian Smith acrobatic with the finish. 6 points here in this quarter. Nolan Hurt drives. He'll kick it out to Scott. Thought about the three. Doesn't take it. He'll drive instead. Spin move. Kicks it out to Hurt. He'll take the three-pointer instead. No good. Rebounded by Siegfried. Gets fouled by Allmager. And that'll be the second team foul against Monmouth-Roseville. And the first team foul here against Allmager in the game. 46-54 the score. Darian Smith has himself 6 here in this quarter. 8-point game, making a little distance. Titans have struggled to hit the three-point ball here in this quarter. They inbounded into Hurt. Wasn't really looking, but he caught it. Goes up with it. No foul call. Tipped by Cooper Knowles. No good. Now Allmager with it. Gets double teamed. Passes it. Almost a loose ball. Over to the corner. Allmager drives. Hands it off. Thompson with it now. Swinging it around. They're going to slow it down. Smart move by Monmouth-Roseville. They're going to call a foul here against Gage Scott. Reaching foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Mason Stevenson checks in for Cooper Knowles. Trying to get a little more distance shooting, possibly. Second team foul against the Titans. The ending is looking bleak for them. 8-point run here for Monmouth-Roseville. West Hancock takes a timeout. We will too. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. LJ Insurance bringing you West Hancock Titan Sports. We'll be right back.
Since 1958, McDonough District Hospital has proudly served
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. West Hancock Titan Sports presented by LJ Insurance. Monmouth-Roseville to start with possession. Allmager gets the inbound. 2:25 on the clock here. Stevenson in the game, guarding Steele now. Nice pass down low to Darian Smith, and they're going to call a travel. Big turnover there for the Titans. 8-point game, needs some points. 2:17 on the clock. Got to start working quick with no shot clock in this game. Gavin Grotehouse going to be bringing it up. He knocked down 3 in the first quarter, 4 in the first half. Has no points here in the fourth quarter. Scott now with it. He'll go baseline. Gives it over to Hurt. He'll take a three-point look. That shot no good. Rebounded by Grotehouse. His shot no good as well. Tips around. Rebounded by Stevenson. Out to Siegfried. That pass intercepted by Darian Smith. He'll go up with the layup. And they'll say it was off of Smith. Titan basketball. Siegfried saves the layup after a turnover. Carter Barnes checks into the game here for Mason Stevenson. Titans need to get some shots falling from three-point land if they're going to have any chance in this game. They need to get some steals and convert. Gavin Grotehouse with it, hands it off to Hurt. He'll drive in, over to Scott. He'll take a three-point look. That one no good. Rebounded by Siegfried. He goes up with it. That layup falls. 10 points on the game now for Siegfried. They give it cross court. Avendano now with it. Stripped by Gage Scott, but it's going to stay with Monmouth-Roseville. 6-point game, 2 possessions. 54-48 the score. They inbound it into Thompson. They give it over. Darian Smith now with the ball. Kick it over. Avendano with it. Need to get some pressure. 1:17 on the clock. He gets double team, dribbles into the lane. Nice find to Darian Smith. That layup falls. Court vision from Avendano. Seeks out Darian Smith. That shot by Gage Scott. 3-pointer falls in. 5-point game. LJ Insurance 3 falls for Gage Scott. 6 on the game now. Had the first points of this matchup. Maybe gets the last for the Titans. That pass, foul call against Gage Scott. Tried to steal it. Darian Smith, hope he's okay on the ground. Gage Scott gets his 3rd foul of the game. Will be team's 3rd as well. 51-56 the score. Here in the 4th quarter, 52 seconds left to play. 5-point game. Titans need to get a steal without allowing points. They can only give one more foul before they head to the line. They inbound it backcourt to Jake Steele. Guarded by Grohouse. They give it up to Thompson. Thompson getting pressured by Siegfried. Gives it to the corner. Avendano. Bounce pass. Darian Smith right there again. 2 points. He has 10 here in this quarter. Had 11 in the first. Siegfried with it now. Working around. Gavin Grohouse 3. No good. Rebounded by Carter Barnes. Tipped away. Good hands from Allmager. Gives it over. Full court pass up to Allmager. Tipped. And the layup by Avendano drops in. And now it's a 51-60 lead here. 9-point game. Hurt with it. Gives it over. Grohouse will have to take a quick 3. No good. Rebounded by Thompson. Falls on the ground. We'll see what the call is here. It will be a timeout for Monmouth-Roseville. 8 seconds left in the game. And that will most likely be how it ends. 27 points on the day for Darian Smith. 60-51 the score. Titans might get handed another loss here. Their first loss coming against the Macomb High Bombers. With only 8.8 seconds left on the clock. Not much going for them right now. Both teams getting ready to come out of their timeout. You got to wonder if the Titans are going to foul. They still have to give one before they even send Monmouth to the line. Thompson going to be inbounding. Pressure here from the Titans. Might try to see if they can steal the inbound. If not, most likely will let this go. Thompson's inbound. Could go full court. Doesn't. Gives it over to Darian Smith. And that's how this game will end. And Monmouth-Roseville comes away with the win. The battle of the Titans, clash of the Titans belongs to Monmouth-Roseville. 51-60, the final score. Make sure to stick around. We'll get an interview with Coach Jeff Dahl, hopefully at the end. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with Hancock Titan Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be back in just a little bit with some in-game stats, and then hopefully Jeff Dahl will be joining us after the team heads to the locker room. We'll be right back with some in-game stats here from Warsaw High School.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And you know, sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, West Hancock Titan Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. My name is Luke Little. Caden Schrenz rocking the camera for me here today. some final game stats here for the varsity matchup between the West Hancock Titans and the Monmouth-Roseville Titans. We'll start off with the home team, the West Hancock Titans here. 2 points belong to Braden Hurt, both coming from free throws in the third quarter. 2 to Nolan Hurt as well. Those free throws to Braden Hurt are incorrect, I would like to add. 5 points belong to Carter Barnes. 6 points belongs to Gage Scott. 10 points belongs to Lewis Siegfried. 10 points as well belongs to Cooper Knowles. And 16 to Gavin Grotehouse. 51 points total for the West Hancock Titans. For the Monmouth-Roseville Titans in the matchup here today, with 2 points belonging to Ty Corsaro. Didn't get much playing time, but got himself onto the stat sheet. 3 points to Andy Myers. Had a free throw and a layup in this game. 3 points to Peyton Thompson. Nice three-point dagger there at the end. 4 points, Aiden Allmager. Or 6 points, I should say. 5 points to Nico Avendano. 5 to Jake Steele. And the leading scorer for the game is Darian Smith, number 4. Had himself 27 points on the game, 11 in the first quarter and 10 in the fourth quarter. He had 21 total in the first and fourth quarter. Really good performance from him. We'll head to a quick break. Hopefully get an interview from head coach of the West Hancock Titans, Jeff Dahl. So we'll head to a break, and we'll be back hopefully shortly for that interview. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, West Hancock Titan Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be back.
Welcome once again, as we're happy to bring to you another member of the staff at MDH. And today we have Bill Murdoch, the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of MDH. You know, I've talked to some people up the food chain a little bit, but you're getting ways up there for me to be talking to here.
Right.
But you're just another guy.
I am.
And we were joking off camera. We'll get to that a little bit maybe as we go along here. But
sure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You married? You have kids?
Yep, married. My wife's from Macomb. We have 4 children. My wife's a bomber and a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck as well. That's it. I grew up outside of Galesburg on a farm, and we still have a place up there. Go back there every day and enjoy the great outdoors up there. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years now. Enjoy it very much, and really look forward to the challenges that healthcare provides for us.
Now, if I remember reading through your stuff correctly, you're from Oneida, which is up by Galesburg,
Do you
right?
know where that is?
I do. I know where. It's part of Rova.
It is.
It's part of. We're sports people here,
Yeah.
Bill. We have to know who
I graduated
Oneida
from
is.
Rova.
Did you? So it was Rova even that far back.
Well,
Not that you're old. That isn't what I meant there.
There
Bill.
was one. There was an additional town added after I graduated, but it's always been pronounced as Rova.
So what was the town that was added?
Watauga.
Watauga was
which
added.
is where I live now.
Yep. So you live in Watauga.
Right.
You graduated from Rova.
Correct.
But Watauga wasn't part of Rova when you graduated from Rova.
That's right. Because
that's like a twisting, turning road right there.
Oh yeah, it's a complex matter here. But no, after I graduated high school, went to college and all that, and then as I advanced my career, we stayed in the Midwest, and finally ended up after we started having kids in the Rova, Oneida area to raise our children, and just stayed there the whole time since then.
How, there's a lot of professions at any hospital that have a lot of very important, and they are the integral workings of the hospital. Everybody thinks physicians, nurses, providers,
right?
But you have a lot of pressure on you on a daily basis when you're talking about the chief financial officer. So how do you find yourself into that profession? I mean, I think I'd rather be the doctor or the nurse than the chief financial officer.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. When I graduated from Western, I was recruited at that time by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, and we were doing what hospitals have to prepare a Medicare cost report, and I was auditing them. So that's how I got my step into the healthcare career. And then after that, I went to work for a consulting firm that prepared the cost reports for the hospitals and all that. And then after that, I got into the actual inner workings of the hospital, started out as a controller, then worked up to CFOs and larger organizations, and and that's kind of my niche, and that's where I've stayed my whole career.
Now, you mentioned larger organizations. Lindsay Douglas, we talked to her. She's in recruitment for you guys for physicians and providers. And this is not, as far as hospitals go, a larger,
Right.
it's not a huge hospital.
Right.
So what does that do for you on a daily basis as you're trying to balance a budget or make a budget that works or help with the finances of that doesn't have maybe the bottomless pockets that some people think of when you think of a huge hospital or whatever?
Right. Yeah, I think that, you've been in one hospital, They're all different. They all have their sets of challenges and struggles and all that. What is very exciting for me is we are we're nimble, we can make quick changes, and I feel like I can make that impact in the organization, those quick impacts to get the hospital on the right track and keep it going and be viable.
Yeah, and funding in this day and age is a key in getting payments. But I'm sure you guys still look at trying to get donations and stuff, correct? Is that involved in anything you do, or do you have to consider any of that when you're trying to make your business positions?
It's a small piece of it, a little bit of it. Our biggest challenge is to get reimbursed from the insurance payers, make sure, because there's a lot of noise out there right now where insurance payers are denying everything not everything, but most things that we try to get reimbursed for. If we don't get what we're entitled to, then it's a struggle to make payrolls.
Right.
Struggle to pay our vendors. It's really tough to keep the hospital going, make the capital improvements that we're doing on the campus right now.
And you're doing a bunch of those right now. I mean,
we are.
Yep. You guys are improving. It seems like monthly, daily, whatever, you're making improvements here in the last 10 years or so.
There's a lot of exciting things going on here on the campus right now with the retail pharmacy, or community pharmacy is what we're calling it now, because it is the community of McDonough County's pharmacy. And we're trying to prepare this organization for future generations so we can keep this hospital in the community for the people of the community.
Okay, so you work and think numbers all week.
Pretty much.
What do you think on the weekends? Now, I think I read somewhere there's some hunting and fishing involved in what you enjoy doing.
Right, yes. I like I mentioned, I grew up on a farm. We still have a farm. We still live on a farm. So I enjoy just about anything outdoors. That would be fishing, hunting, camping, spending time on the farm, just fixing things or doing whatever. That's how I decompress and recharge to do the job that I do today.
Okay. Now, I said I only had two questions. I got one more. We're about at time. But now, you're a hunter.
Yes.
And you're older like me. Okay. So I remember when I was a kid and everybody was deer hunting, if you got a deer, you were lucky.
Right.
Do you deer hunt?
I do.
And how much easier is it on your farm to get a deer now than it was when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'm really blessed because there are a lot more deer today than there was years ago when I started hunting. I do, but I enjoy deer hunting. But I also, every deer I've gotten the last 2 years, I've donated to the food pantry and let them repurpose that. Our sons also hunt with me as well. You eat a lot of that deer meat, but anything I get, it goes right to the food pantry, and I donate it back to the community.
Well, MDH is all about community. It's been about community, and you even go home and make it about community. So that makes you a good guy, right?
Right. Well, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the comment.
Well, that'll do it for this halftime interview. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with the second half right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, West Hancock Titans Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. The West Hancock Titans team has not come out of the locker room just yet. Still waiting on Coach Dahl to make his appearance and come out of here. That's a second loss for the West Hancock Titans this year. We'll get some upcoming schedules for you really quick. So the West Hancock Titans face off against Clark County away. It's going to be in Clark County on Wednesday. Then Friday will be against Western, which is a conference matchup. Then it's not the varsity, but the JV team is going to have an Abington-Avon JV shootout. That's all in the same exact day. They're playing 3 games. And then after that, they get to go on a little bit of break, for finals and such. And then it's the Macomb Holiday Tournament, which takes place at Western Illinois University. A lot of teams come from all around. Should be a very exciting tournament this year. Some good teams, some good names going to be there. Lina Bless will be there, a team West Hancock faced earlier in the year, got the win against. Macomb will be there. Monmouth-Roseville, I do believe, will be there, so maybe West Hancock will get to face up again in a rematch. Both teams, well, I should say the Monmouth-Roseville Titans have already come out of the locker room, but the West Hancock Titans are yet still to come out of the locker room. So if you want to stick around, we're going to head to another little break here. If you want to stick around, hear what Coach Dahl has to say, we'll stay on. We'll wait for him, hopefully get an interview. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, West Hancock Titans Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. We'll be back, and hopefully Jeff Dahl will be with us.
Adams Experts means business, and not just any business, yours. We're the experts in backup solutions, data privacy, and security, maintaining networks or even building new ones, because monitoring, protecting, and preventing network and computer issues is what we do. We'll work with you to assess your virtual IT needs and get you back to business. Trust the experts. Outsource your IT with Adams Experts. Call today for your free consultation.
Since 1958, McDonough District Hospital has proudly served the residents of West Central Illinois.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, West Hancock Titans Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. The West Hancock Titans still have not yet come out of the locker room, so we are going to call it a night here at Warsaw High School. Unless, right on cue, you know the West Hancock Titans are coming out. Along with them will be Jeff Dahl here in a second. Have to go and grab him real quick. So, right on cue, as I said, we're about to shut the stream down. We're going to keep it open, and hopefully Jeff Dahl will be walking out, and we'll get him here in just a second. I'm going to play a few more ads, go get him, and hopefully we'll get him for an interview. We'll be right back.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Welcome back into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, West Hancock Titans Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. Final score 60-51. Monmouth-Roseville gets the win. I'm here with a head coach of the West Hancock Titans, Coach Jeff Dahl. First off, tough loss there. You had the lead going into the fourth quarter. It was a really close, tight game. What do you think it was there? Was it something you saw in the second half where they started to make a little comeback? They were down one, I believe, going into the fourth quarter. Was there something you were seeing there in that second half?
Well, what I saw is like us taking unnecessary risks on defense.
where we would try to, for no reason, turn our back on our man and try to double somebody when we weren't supposed to. Them making a good pass to a wide open guy for a three, and they made them. So we did that. I counted 5 threes during the game that we did that on, and we're not supposed to do that. We got caught up a little bit emotional what's going on, tried to take some chances to see if we'd make a play, and you don't beat good teams like that.
Yeah, a very good team in Monmouth-Roseville. I saw your defense. You were changing in and out of a zone here and there. Was that just trying to give them a different look, or did you think that might have hurt you here and there when you went to the zone, or is that something you want to really incorporate into this team?
I think we got to be able to run it some. I think we need to be able to change between maybe 2 or 3 different defenses sometimes. I thought that our zone was very effective in the first half, and then the second half, it was effective when we didn't take chances. You know, our zone was about guarding the three-point line with the ball and then not giving up layups. So, but what we started doing is not guarding the three-point line and letting number 4 and a couple other kids just shoot wide open threes. I don't know how many he had. He must have had 5.
Yeah, Darian Smith in the game, he ended with 4 threes, but he scored 11 in the first quarter, 3 of them from three-point land, and then in the fourth quarter he had 10 points, but they all came from layups there.
Yeah, at the very end, yep.
Something I would like to talk about is the three-point shooting, because I remember talking to you during the Abington-Avon matchup, and we were talking at the end of it how you didn't really shoot the three-point ball well in the first half, but then you came out in the second half very strong shooting. Same thing here today, except kind of, well, really the opposite.
Reversed, yeah.
You came out strong shooting the basketball. Gavin Grohouse came out lighting it up from three-point land, and then it wasn't there in the second half. Was that more of a lack of opportunity, or what do you think it was? I
think it was Gage didn't take some of his open shots he should have taken. And we also had Lewis has been shooting 45% from 3 before this game, which is phenomenal in 8 games. So today he just didn't shoot very good. And he let that bother his defense and that bother his whole game. So it's a growing thing for him too. So Lewis has been really steady, our steadiest guy at hitting threes. And Gage didn't shoot very many, but he probably made 2 out of 3 or so, he needs to shoot 8, but he just doesn't take them some days. Instead, I'd rather have him shoot a 3 than try to do too much dribbling and have a turnover. So we had several of those where we tried to do too much and ended up with a turnover.
Yeah, Gage Scott came into the game, knocked down the very first shot of the game from the three-point shot, very opening shot in the game, and then he knocked one in the fourth, didn't really have anything between, kind of quiet.
Didn't shoot any, I don't think, hardly 1 or 2 maybe. And I don't know why, because I've never told him not to.
You also talked about, I'll kind of change your words a little bit, but spreading the wealth. You wanted Gavin to shoot it, Gage to shoot it, Nolan, Lewis. You wanted all these guys to start shooting it from 3, they can, and they've shown that they can individually in different games. Do you think it's just that's kind of how it is? One individual player is just going to have a good game, the other guys might suffer?
Usually we've had more than one, and I think usually Cooper Knowles gave us a good minutes off the bench, very good, and usually someone off the bench will come up and hit some too, like Hunter or Jordan or Mason will come up in, but we didn't have that tonight off the bench. There wasn't a good focus off the bench tonight except for Knowles.
I would like to agree with that. I got the sense from watching the game today that it was definitely might not have been your physically toughest game that you've played, but mentally it seemed like it was one of those tougher games that you've played all season. Another question I want to ask you is, you got 2 away games in a row, Clark County, and then you play against Western, and then you have the holiday tournament.
Yeah.
What did you see from this game? It could be what you mentioned before with the defense allowing the 3-point shots. What did you see from today that you really want to radically change before going into those games?
I want to change unwarranted, I want to be more disciplined on defense, so we follow our rules instead of doing what I don't know why we've turned our back on our man so many times and given up open threes tonight. Some other teams we played haven't had as many good shooters, so we got by with it. But we can't do that if we're going to play good teams. Like, you can't give rhythm open threes up. We tried to take all those away. That's a rule. No rhythm threes. And if they want to shoot them off the dribble, or if they want to, shoot one that they have to create, that's different. But rhythm, open, kick-out threes, no, we're not supposed to give those up. And we have to change that.
The last thing I want to ask you is, you went to the free throw line. Unofficial stats from me, I would like to say, but you had 2 trips to the free throw line in the game, at least that I recorded. I believe it might have been more. But
I don't know. It wasn't many.
It was 2 to 3 trips. Do you think free throws are a vital part to your game, or it's just an added bonus whenever you get it?
Well, I think there was, if you looked at the clock with about a minute or less, minute left they had 0 fouls, 0. And we had a lot of turnovers on rebounds out of the basket, getting just sort of mauled. Like, we got to be tougher with the ball in those situations. They're not calling that. That should should make us really hungry to make a good pivot, a good pass, because we're going to get a layup at the other end. Yep. If they have 3 guys around the ball, we have to be able to get rid of it without, make a solid pass to somebody so we can push it to the other end and get something good. I mean, we should have got layups out of those. Instead, we gave them some layups off those. That kind of softness, just doesn't sit well with me.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time. I know you're a busy man, but I'm excited for your matchup against Clark County and Western, and then holiday tournament. But tough loss here today. I know you guys will rebound. Can't wait for the rest of the season.
All right. Thank you, Luke.
That is it from us here at Warsaw High School. My name is Luke Little. Caden Schrenz was rocking the camera for me here today. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH was Hancock Titan Sports, presented by LJ Insurance. That is it from our broadcast here today. They don't have another home game until, I believe, the 2nd of January. So you'll meet their next broadcast on the Macomb Holiday Tournament. Get to watch some good games there. That's it from our broadcast. My name's Luke Little. Caden Schrenz with me here today. Have a great night.